Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Well, it's it's been a tough one. It's definitely been a tough market. I definitely have been selling off, going into cash. Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't know where this is going to lead. But I definitely think we're in a pullback, and it's just one of those things. That we're probably going to have to lighten up a little bit here and as we go forward. And I mean I think that's, let me just see if I can get my okay, let's get this get this get this doing right here. There we go. Okay. Mm, there. So okay, so we should be good to go now. We should be good to go. Got all my cameras, going and everything like that. So here we go. I mean, basically, we've got this situation where we're going to be, we're in this uptrend under pressure. And basically what that means is we had a very nice the market is starting to weaken. We did have a distribution day yesterday. What that means is essentially that we need to start moving into cash and and for some pullback. I've definitely been selling. I have bought some things though, mainly in the oil sector. I kind of want to show you what the small portfolio um allocation is currently, and it's it's pretty basic. I mean, 43% cash. I have about a quarter of the small portfolio in Diamondback Energy. That's FANG. A little bit of American Express, some Salesforce, not that much, about full position each. Half a position in Dorchester, and of course that's also in oil too. So, kind of very defensive right now. Just kind of waiting for things to move correctly. Just a tough all the way around. Just kind of want to show you. Uh, Wednesday, that was yesterday, of course. We had 5 distribution days on the S&P 500 and 7 on the Nasdaq. Well, today we've gone, I think, to another 6 on the S&P. So we're getting very close to a situation where we may go from an uptrend under pressure to a correction, and we want to get ready for this. um, it just looking like that's going to happen. Yesterday, the leaders were Matador. I did buy Matador, Netflix, CarMax, um, and Cabanel. But one thing you'll notice here on all of these, lots and lots of oil stuff. Just a lot of stuff on oil. Generac was down, and basically we've moved off the session lows by the end of the close, but the Senate did vote to avoid a government shutdown. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see what's going to happen there. And but everything was down by nearly 300 points. So the market is probably going to be very, very volatile right now, as we get an agreement or not an agreement on this debt ceiling, and that's really the issue here. Dow Jones was off a little less than a percent. S&P was off, Nasdaq down, Russell down, and the only thing that was up, actually, this is sort of more of a dead cat bounce, was the IBD 50. Kind of want to show you the S&P 500. As you can see, we've pulled way below the 40-day line. What we did is we pulled down, we tested, we came up to the 40-day line, and then we've pulled back. So this is telling me that we didn't get a bounce, and it's likely to go further down. So we better we want to be careful with our buys right now. I'm very careful. I'm moving more into cash. I do have some bear spreads out there, that I'm looking to do. So it's kind of it's kind of a mixed bag. Same thing with the QQQ. It's off. Pulling back tremendously. I do have some QQQ shares. I did lighten up on them. It's just kind of a situation where we have to be really careful with way the market runs now. And for everybody looking on TikTok right now, if you jump over to www.Dallas Trading Floor or DallasTradingFloor.com, you can see all the charts and everything like that on this system, and that's basically available on YouTube, but unfortunately not on TikTok yet. I'm still trying to work that out technically. But if you want to see the charts and everything, just jump on over to either www Dallas Trading Floor, and then just scroll to the bottom, click on that, and that'll give you all the charts that we have. Also, of course, if you want to join the Action Trailer, it's very easy to do. Just go to the profile on TikTok and then hit beacons, and you'll be able to see that. So hopefully, some of you will take a look. Here's what I've got. Um, I have American Express. This is in another portfolio, not in the small portfolio. It's down today. Diamondback is down, but overall it's up. CRM is up, interestingly enough. Starball Carriers, this is another one that seems to be reacting fairly well to all of this turmoil on the market. Of course, there's a lot of the shipping costs are going up tremendously. We're going to be in for a lot of inflation, I think. And they do, in inflationary periods, some of the shipping companies do very, very well. Also, some of the oil companies do well. Dorchester, it's up a little bit today, just a slight bit, but it's a very inexpensive stock, $19. Dorchester primarily holds, and this is DMLP. There's a master limited partnership, and they primarily hold natural gas in their portfolio. So that's the thing that they have there. That's in their portfolio. So this one you might want to take a look at this one. Robert Half, that's down significantly. Significantly today. I may be jettisoning that. Visa down a little bit too. It's about a 1.6%. This Energy Select Spider was down, as was the Invesco QQ2 Trust, and also Matador, which I bought yesterday. So all in all, it's kind of a it's kind of a market that has been, tough to trade. I mean, I'll be honest with you. We have to take we're having to take our profits much, much quicker than we did before, and it's not an easy it's just not an easy market to trade. That's for sure. Um, so let's get into some of the questions. I'm just going to pull up the charts here. Yeah, get those going. There we go. All right. So we can see some of the charts. Yeah. Uh, all right. So without further ado, let's get some of the questions. Thank you everybody for waiting and hanging on here. Hopefully, I'll get this everything going. What do you think of Amazon? Well, I like Amazon. I order a lot of stuff from them. I don't know about their stock, but we'll just take a look and see if there's anything there that we can kind of grab onto. So that's really that's really the situation here. So let's take a look, and what I'm gonna do here is just zoom in a little bit on the zoom in a little bit so we can get a good view. I'm looking at the daily chart right now. Okay, we're about five. Wow, we're about 500%. I think that's about as big as we can get it. Um, all right. Well, let's move it in a little bit more. That may be too much. That may be too much. But let's see if we can see that. So let's move it over there. There we go. Um, you I don't know about that. Let's see if I can get a better resolution there. So that should give us a better look there. And there we go. Okay, so I think we could really kind of see. Yeah, we can kind of see what's going on there now. Here's the issue with here's one of the issues with Amazon is that we have fallen below, unfortunately, the very critical 200-day moving average. And this average, this is something that even though we were making you were moving nicely, We reversed and we went lower. The consolidation range goes from 331.75 up to about 37.73. Typically, what will happen is when they get into these consolidation ranges, it will bounce around until from floor to ceiling, and then if you get a lot of pressure, it'll move above some of these buy points. But here's the problem: we have a situation where it's fallen and it's going through the floor with lots of selling. Not what we want to see. Um, I like the stock. I mean, I like Amazon, but the problem right now is it just doesn't add up, unfortunately, to buy it right now. We're just in a downward trend, and it's just one of those things. Retail internet again is 114 out of 197. We have a checklist 78%, which is good, but I think that we just have to be super careful. Lots and lots of funds, of course, in this 64.26. But here's my take on Amazon right now. I just think you got to be careful. I just think you have to be super careful right now. So, Amazon is not a buy right now, and I would watch this. So I think we really got to. That's kind of really what we got to do. It's really not a buy. We've just got to watch this one, and just wait for better conditions. I mean, the market is this is a tough market to trade, and it just doesn't. These are not looking not looking as good as we would like to look. All right. Okay. Thank you, man. Let's see. Oh, I'm looking at TikTok here. Unfortunately, let me see if I can. I wonder if I could. I don't know if I can. Maybe I can. Maybe I can show the TikTok. Well, I could show the comments to everybody. I'm just still trying to figure out how to to put this in perspective. But here's the thing. I'm gonna kind of look at tech here quickly and ask about SoFi. Okay, interesting, interesting. Okay. Oh, what do you think about Crocs? Okay, well, I like Crocs. Actually, it's a great product. Let's look at Crocs. For um, let's look at Crocs. Take a look and see. Well, we had it. This is actually fairly good. This is a test of the this is a test of the 40-day line. So we came all the way down and we got some support there. So that's not bad. But in order to buy this, I think that you were really too far extended. And I hate to say this. This is just a tough market to buy anything in. It has an excellent checklist. It's a 100% checklist on this. But here's what I would do. Here's what I do. I think what you got to do with Crocs is possibly draw a reversal line there and see if it's going to move above that reversal line. I mean, you know, that's really the only thing you can do. And let's see if I can set an alert on it. No, it's not letting me do it. Okay, so basically, if it moves above that reversal line, that's where you could possibly get into it. But let's see how it trades. Let's see how it opens tomorrow, and see if it bounces off the line. It does appear looking at the chart here, it does appear that we may get a nice test of it. So here's what I would do with Crocs. I think it's viable, but I think it needs to be in an upward direction. Now, after hours, it did move up 143.50. So I do think that we're going to see a movement up on this one based on the chart that I'm looking at. Very strong relative strength. And let's just take a look at I want to take a look at the weekly chart too, because that's going to tell the tale. Right now, Crocs is extremely extended. The last true buy point on a flat base was at 109, and currently it's at 143. So that is a big hill to to um, to climb. What I think is going to happen based on this, looking at the weekly chart, um, Looking at the weekly chart, I think we're gonna have a consolidation, so it's probably best to wait for it to form a base, and, that's really not the greatest, um, that's not necessarily what you wanna hear. That's really not what you wanna hear, but I think what we've gotta do with Crocs, um, is wait for a base to form, and that is probably all you can do. I mean, right now, I would be super careful buying in this market. It's not Crocs. Crocs itself is a very good company, but we need to probably wait for a base to form. So, really, all you can do with this one is to just watch list it. That's really all you can do is watch list it. So, Crocs, I'm not. I'm covered Amazon, Crocs, and unfortunately, they're both not buys. Let's see if we can get something that's more of a buy that's more of a buy out there, because, it's really tough if I'm just going over, what we can't do. I wanna find out what we can do in this market, and there are some stocks that are blue dots that, there's 27 of them today, actually, so let's see if we can find something out there that's in an uptrend. I'm gonna take a second for it to refresh here. I don't know. It's very slow today on the internet. Um, very very slow. So I don't know what. There we go. So that's kind of the. Yeah, we're sort of. Yeah, let's see if we can close some of these windows. All right, the shoe apparel. See if we can open some of those stock ideas. And there is one stock apparently that is breaking out today. Look at it on the daily chart, and hopefully it'll tell me. Um, Boy, it's slow, slow, slow. Okay, is there anything we can really look at? Deckers, Puma, Crocs, boy, they're all off their highs. Nike, I just don't see any help here right now, unfortunately, in this market. So let's see if there's anything. Okay, there is one thing that is breaking out today. So interesting. It's a bank, Western Alliance Bancorp. That is very interesting. Let's see if it's breaking out on the weekly chart. That might be. Yeah, this isn't really buyable either, but it's not okay. So here we go. This is the one thing, overall the market is pretty darn bad. There is one thing that I'm seeing breaking out today, and that is Western Alliance Bancorp, WAL. Not a, it wouldn't be my first choice of banks. It's a regional bank. We've definitely seen some, this is something that is breaking out. So this might be potentially a watch list or potentially a buy. I'm seeing volume going down. I'm seeing this going up. I'm seeing it right at the top of a consolidation. And the question is this, is there anything there? I mean, is there anything there? Well, they just came through earnings relatively. So their sales are up, profits were up, so that's looking good. Their cash flow is excellent, actually. Return on equity is pretty stellar, 16%. So this one might be potentially, this is breaking out today. So that's WAL, and that's breaking out. Okay, that's the only one that I'm finding. That's the only one that I'm finding today breaking out. Boy, that's really not the greatest, not the greatest. All right, so let's get back to some of the questions. Thank you for waiting there. All right. Good question. Jim, what is the composite rating of a stock? How reliable is it? And does it fluctuate? Well, I think the composite rate is extremely reliable, actually. But of course, everything is in the context of the overall market. Everything is in the context of the overall market. So if the market is in a downtrend, even if it has a high composite rating, many times it'll move down with the market. So you got to be careful about that. But the composite rating can be very, very, very good. So let's take, that's a very good question. So let's take a look at some of the high composite rating, high composite rating stocks. Let's see if we can find some good high composite rating stocks. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch over, and hopefully it will switch here in just a second. There we go. And I want to look um, I want to look to see if we have I want to look at the relative strength, the relative strength all-time high list. See if I can bring that up. I've got one stock in that. Wow. Okay. Not the best. Okay, it's just not a great market. That's the long and the short of it. It's just it's a tough market it's a tough market right now. It's just really it's being very difficult. So I'm just scanning some of my some of my stocks here that I'm seeing, but I'm just really not seeing a whole lot of stuff that's moving against the market. So recent breakouts, breaking out today. Let's see if I can get something. Well, um, basis forming all-time high. I'm just trying to look and see what we can do here. Oh, this is the McVitie trend. So let's take a look at that. See if that can. All right. So we do have some companies that are trending. Interesting. So Salesforce is in there. Okay, we got that one. I bought that one. Boy, there just isn't a lot. This is So these are trending. Um, CyberConnects. Boy, I just don't see a lot of stuff. But anyways, to answer your question, the the composite rating is very accurate. What it does, it takes the relative strength, it takes volume, it takes sector, it takes a lot of things into account. So that's why I do believe it's very good as a way to go. So Mark, I hope you're doing well there in Rhode Island today. Let's uh, let's look at Marathon, and this might give us something to work with here. Hopefully, um, I'm gonna try to bring that up in a second. It's very slow today. For some reason, my internet connection is not as fast as I would like it. So let's look at MRO. Of course, that's Marathon Oil. It's an integrated oil company. And for the longest time, these just weren't doing anything. But I think that things are changing, and maybe Marathon is one of the ways to go. Now I'm looking at the weekly chart here, but it looks very good. It looks very healthy. 1375 is the price for Marathon currently, and it came right up to the pivot, which is just a tad above 14 and then was pushed back. But the relative strength line is pointed up with a relative strength rating of 96. So that's very good. Now, the question is, let's look at the checklist on this just to see kind of, what the situation is. Now, the only thing that this is missing on is on the earnings per share. And that's a fundamental analysis. That's a fundamental, not a technical analysis point. So typically, when you're buying, you want to buy both on fundamentals and on technicals. Now, even that said, boy, look at this. They've got earnings in about a month. Their sales, and this is the price of oil. This is just showing you how much inflation is in the market. 320% in terms of their sales. So they basically tripled their sales, which didn't come off a whole lot, basically in 1 quarter. And they went basically from a negative to a positive cash flow. So that is very good. They've got a $1.77 a share cash flow. That's very strong if you consider, and I think that's what's going to happen in the market pullback. We're going to move to more of a less off of tech and more off of valuation type stocks. So this is looking very good. The reason it doesn't have a return on equity is because they haven't been profitable for the entire year. You got to have a you got to be profitable for the entire year to have a return, obviously. But still, it's looking like it is moving in absolutely the right direction. So could you buy Marathon here? Boy, I think you can. I think this is one of them that I think you could definitely buy. And I want to kind of I definitely think you could. I definitely think you could buy this one. Yeah, I definitely think you could buy this one. So let's see if we can go back to the daily chart. I want to look to the daily chart to see if there's an entry point here. Yeah, we're nicely above the reversal line. I drew the reversal line here earlier, earlier this week. Well, actually, about a week and a half ago, I drew the reversal line. So we've came right up to the 1433 buy point. We were pulled back. That's the pivot, and it looks like but if you look at this conversion, I don't know if you can see this on this. This is tough to see, but there's a little black line here, and that's the S&P 500. And if you'll notice, the S&P 500 is basically a little bit flat or moving down, but this stock is moving up against the S&P 500. So not only is this got a very strong relative strength, it is also the relative strength is improving against the S&P 500. So that is indeed a good thing. So in this troubled market, this one might be a very good buy. And I'm just looking at it. If it can move past 1433, I think we might have a winner here. So what I would do to if you're going to buy the actual shares, and I may do this. I'm pretty heavily in the oils right now, so I don't know if I want another one. But for MRO, um, you know, I would do a buy, stop, limit order where the correct where the stop would equal the pivot, which is 1433, and the limit would equal 1433 plus 10 cents, 1443. That's where I would do the limit. So here's an interesting way that you possibly could buy a position in MRO. I think that I think that this is a very strong stock in terms of the market condition as it's now. It's improved tremendously, but we don't want to buy it as it's pulling back. And currently, today it pulled back, but it turned around after hours. So we could possibly get it as it moves above the pivot point. Now, why do I want to buy it above the pivot point and not below it? Well, part of the reason I wanted to buy it above the pivot point is because there is resistance here, and it can get pushed back. So we want to buy it just as it's moving above the pivot point. And the way you can do that is with what they call a buy stop limit order. And I use these all the time because I don't watch the market all the time. I just look at the chart, I set where I want to buy it, and then I set the stop. That's where I want to activate the order. The limit price is where you want to bid it. So if it moves up to 1433, then I put in an order to buy it at 14 um, 43, 10 cents above where that stop is. So then as it's moving higher on volume, hopefully that's when I buy it at that. So the buy stop limit order might be a way to go. Now I think that this MRO definitely I appreciate this, Mark. This is a very good pick. This is a potentially very good stock. So I thank you for that very, very much. And I think that one, that's the only stock that I've seen today that I really like. Gosh, it's terrible. Let's take another one of Mark's, great suggestions here. GDX. Let's see if we can come up with something GDX. Okay, GDX. We're looking at, and that is Vickers Gold Miners. Now, here's the thing. Here's the odd thing, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of a lot of pushback from this, but my the thing about gold miners are everybody thinks, well, inflation is coming. Obviously, you want to go to gold, but you know what? Interestingly enough, the price of gold has not been trending higher like you would have thought it, like oil has been. It's been trending. It hasn't been trending lower, but some of the gold miners have been trending lower, and that's the force. That is the issue here with um, the CDF, GDX, and this is I think it's the junior. Is this his junior gold? No, this is the gold miners, the senior gold miners. There's the senior gold miners and the junior gold miners. This one is the senior gold miners, I believe. But I just can't get behind it because I just don't like this chart pattern. It's below that 20, it's below that very, very critical. Um, it's below the very, very critical 50-day moving average. It's below the 40-day. It's below the 21-day. It's below the 10-day. It does seem to get a little bounce here. It did the RS line did turn up a little bit, but I just can't get behind this one. I don't think you want this one. It's got a checklist of 33. That's just not where you want to be. That's just not where you want to be. So I just think with this one, I think you got to be really, I think you got to be really careful on this one. I would pass on this one. So that's my thing. The MRO, very good, the first one, but I would pass on this one. This, I just don't think you can. I just don't think this one is going to give you the kind of results that you definitely want. So, I would pass on. I'd pass on it. Absolutely, I would pass on it. So let's get another question. Thank you, Mark, for those two very good suggestions. Samuel, of course. Do you see any opportunity, MJ? Expect, you know, a few years ago, I was playing MJ quite a bit. As a matter of fact, there's an ETF called MJ, which I was playing. But here's the problem with MJ. Everybody thinks, well, it's going to be legalized and everything, and that's great and all that. But you know what? The profits are falling because the competition is fierce. I mean, you've got some states like Oregon where literally everybody and their brother is growing it. It's all over the place. It doesn't have a universal market. Even like in Canada, I mean, you can sell it from one end of Canada to the other, but the problem with the marijuana business really is that it is spotty. Now, of course, there's CBD and there's other things like that, and a lot of people are selling them, but I don't see it really. I just don't see a lot of um, I don't see a lot of potential there just because it's literally everywhere and everybody is, it's just overproduced. I mean, I think that the only real marijuana play that I know of is Innovative Industrial Products IIP, and they're sort of more like a they don't grow it. They what they do is they provide properties for growers, and that one is pretty good, but it's a read. It's okay, but this is the marijuana ETF. It's called the Alternative Harvest. Symbols MJ on this one. This just doesn't look good. Let's see. I just want to go back. Let's go back to the monthly chart. You can kind of see what's happened over the period of time. When I was dealing with this one way back. I mean, this is like dinosaurs were ruling the earth when I was doing it. But um, basically, when I was there, it was like I kind of want to show you this. Yeah, it was back in 2017, and at that time, this was a good investment because you could see it came out of the box, it's consolidated, and then it went on this nice run here, and that's really when I was in it. But by the time it hit the end of 2017, it peaked, and it's never gotten back there. It's never gotten back. Now, there was a little bump at the end of at the beginning of the year. We did have a little bump to here, but in general, relative strength of 16. I think this one is on the downward trend, and I suspect we're going to see MJ probably maybe get supported at $10, but that's a lot down from where it was. Basically, over the period, over its high, it's lost about two-thirds of its value. So I just don't see this as a good area right now. I just don't think it is based on that. I mean, based on the charts. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Great question. Okay, this is also Kira from Virgin Galactic. If you've been with me for any amount of time, you know that I was very big in playing Virgin. Before their launch, it's a total speculative thing, obviously, with Virgin. But right now, it's trading below the 200-day line. I don't see, you know, I just don't see it, as 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 doing it. See, I So you can see where I bought it here, back here, and then basically I haven't been in it since. I bought, here as it started to move up, and then I haven't bought it since. Relative strength is 15 on this. There's been some buying. I just want to be, I don't want to be a pioneer here, but I'm seeing, uh, I'm seeing in this chart. Let's see if we can get the right chart up here. All right, so let's see. What I'm gonna do here is I'm going to annotate the chart a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off some of the annotations. I want to show you the reversal line. I'm going to draw the reversal line on Virgin Galactic SPCE. This is the reversal line. So here's what you could possibly do. Now, the way the way I typically draw the reversal line is that I want to go from the peak to where there was an intermediate high and possibly a lower high. So kind of a three three three-legged stool here. That's the reversal line. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set, and it'll have to let me do it. Um, but this reversal line, basically, it's reversed, but it's basically flat. So here's the thing: it's not the time to buy this. We want to see it move probably above, at the very, very minimum, we want to see it move basically above the 50-day line. So I just don't think you can right now. Right now I just don't think it's buyable. So I would avoid it, right? For I watch list. Wait for a movement of the 50-day average. Really, that's really the only place I think we can do anything. So, really, it's not actionable. Sometimes the market is like this, where there just isn't a lot of actionable stuff, and we tend to overtrade during these periods of times. I have to guard against this myself. We get into these periods of time when it's best to just kind of be very slow, very deliberate, and don't overtrade your account because that's where you can get into trouble. And I have to remember this myself. So sometimes it's not good to overtrade. I don't think that the Virgin Galactic at this point is probably the stock that it was even a few months ago. So it's one of those other ones you just have to put on the back burner for a while. Just tough to play market. Thoughts on PayPal? I've been investing it since. Oh, very nice. Do you think have more time to add current levels? Thanks, Ricky. One of the great things about PayPal, I do think that um, it is it PayPal is one of those stocks that, you know, you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, "Well, I could have owned it." I mean, I do think it is revolutionary. I've literally had a PayPal account for 20 years. I mean, literally, I got one in 1999, if you can believe that. It just gets better and better. Now, as a stock, it's been pretty good too. Uh, but let's see if we can buy it in this particular cycle. Right now, and I show it here with some of the with the trend lines here. Basically, we're in a situation where the trend has been the trend is against us right now. Yes, you could buy this, but I just don't think this is an optimal place to buy it. I mean, if you have a high conviction and you have a very good cost on it, then you might want to do it. But one of the things that, especially in this market, I think you've got to be very careful not to double down. Not to double down. You're at 285, so you're really below where you don't want to, you want to buy something as it's going to higher highs. You don't want to double down on it when it's moving lower. So I would just be super careful on here. I know that the inclination is to buy. It's cheap. It's going to go up, and it does look like it's bouncing. But I still think that I still think you need to hold off. And let me see if I can. Let's see if it'll let me. I won't let me. I'm having issues. Let's see if I can push this down a little bit. I think it has to do with the fact that I'm zoomed in. So let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. Yeah, I'm at 150%. That's the problem. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Hopefully get to, yeah, okay. So, um, you know, part of the issue is, yeah, there we go. Part of the issue is it's just continuing to run lower. So here's what I would say, Ricky. I just think that, I just think you got to be. I don't think it's time. I don't think it's time. So I would wait. I would wait on this one as well. I think it's not time to do. So I would watch this one, and just wait and just wait. And not probably what you wanna hear, but I don't think you wanna double down. I don't think you wanna double down here. I think you just gotta watch this and wait it and, just wait it out, and it's not fun to wait, and I just think it's not fun to wait, but, we gotta wait on it. We just gotta wait. We just gotta wait on this a little bit. Oh, hey, look at that. Just looking at Lucid. What do you think about Lucid? Well, this everybody seems to like it. I mean, I don't know. There's probably a market for a $160,000 car. Absolutely. But let's kind of see what this chart says. LU oh, CID Lucid. Is that right? Did I get that right? Okay, Lucid Group. Yeah, again, wow, this is just I am not liking this chart. I am not I am not liking this chart at all. This just doesn't appeal to me right now. Let's go to 100% magnification. Um, it's in this consolidation range. There's a buy point at 29.81 on Lucid. Would I buy it? No, I wouldn't buy it. No, I wouldn't buy this one. I think it's tough enough. The electric car market is a tough market. Now, Tesla, on the other hand, is holding up well. I have a spread on Tesla, and I kind of want to look to see how that's doing today. Yeah, and it pulled back a little bit, but it's still at 775, looking pretty darn good. So I'm just going to do this really quickly here. We're going to show you kind of the progress on this particular the trade that we do spread trades, and let's see if let's see if we can get something here for this. So let me pull up the another. I have to pull up another window here if I can figure out how to do it. There we go. Okay, so let's go to slides. Right, and this is our Tesla trade. Let's see how we're doing today on this one. Check in on it, and there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna share the screen again so everybody can see this. This is a um, this is a trade that we initiated. Um, we basically initiated on the 20th, uh, and so and as it was kind of gaining strength. The way we opened this trade on the 20th was by buying 20. This is a calendar spread. Buying a 22nd October 780 call and simultaneously selling a October 8th 780 call. So we will see if this indeed, and it was basically the cost of this trade as initially put out there was it was a $900 trade with a potential of about 1300. So let's kind of look to see where we're at. We've fallen a little bit today, but just gonna put the current price in there, and the current price of this. Let's get a go. And let's just going on the list here. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Um, let's see what this. Oh, that's not. Okay, maybe this will. There we go. That's what we want to see. All right. So I just took a screenshot here of the price, and the price is, did I get that? Uh, Still fooling around here with it. And okay, okay. Uh, Going through all my screenshots that I have. There we go. That's that. Okay, 775. That's what we want to see. So basically, this, this is the price that it closed at today, and of course, today is the 30th. So we're going to go right to the 30th, and we're going to see kind of how that is trading. So let's go here, and at 775. So we came down a little bit. The value of the trade moved down just slightly, but we're still doing quite well on this one. 775, it's the 30th today. So this is the expected value of the spread trade that we opened on Tesla. Tesla still seems to be in an upward trend. So at least for now, I'm going to hold it. Why? Because as you can see, we're getting close to October, and if it doesn't fall below about 745, we'll be in the money pretty well here. We potentially could be at $1,000 or $1,200 by October. So we will see how this comes. But this is currently where we're at in terms of this trade. And if you want to get access to these trades, let me just put up. I think I could put up a link to the on the site to the deck. So let me just get that up here for everybody, just so you can kind of look to see kind of what the progress on this trade is. And I'm just going to put it up here. And we do these trades, it's we do this fairly frequently. So um, this is the calendar spread. There we go. So basically, to get access to this calendar spread, it's pretty easy. Um, we I do have I do have kind of, let's see. I'm gonna put up the link here in the chat. So, and so many steps. I'm gonna get some equipment that's gonna allow me to do this much quicker than I've been doing it. So okay, come on, baby. I'm gonna here. All right, so there we go. Paste. Well, it's not working. There we go. Okay, so let's see if we can try it once more. Third time's the charm. Okay. Well, that is the, and I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, there we go. So I think you can see it now. So this is the this is the link to the call spread that I was just showing you here with Tesla. Oops, that's the wrong one. With Tesla, kind of, and so you could get the whole deck here to see exactly what I've done. But as of today, at 775, close to 75, the expected value of this trade is about 358. So we're doing pretty well. We're going to be holding it probably a little bit longer than that. So that is that. Okay, let's take another question. All right. Okay, great. IGG November call spread. Both late. This is from Mark. IGG November call spread. It's a pretty tight one. 23-24. Both legs are trading. The contract is still under. Is still another 42% return. Okay, very good. Interesting. Mark does a lot of these trades, and he's been very successful out of my add. Your September, yeah, I wish they were bad. Your September picks are 8% down overall. What do you have to say about that? Well, the overall market is down more than 8%. So yeah, no, my overall yeah, my picks this month have not been as good as as we would have liked it. Of course, we have a slowing market. We have it's tough. I mean, that's right. That's why right now I'm playing a lot smaller. I mean, it's we definitely have had a pullback. So you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about it. Where I've been there. So that's a good call. Okay. So let's see. What do you think of Roblox? And I think this is probably the last one that we'll probably take. But let me see if I can bring up Roblox here. Um, so Roblox, RBLX. Let's take a look, see how we're doing on that one. Pretty awful, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, this I drew this reversal line. We're not above the risk line. We're off on this. So I just have to say, probably save your money for right now. I just don't think, I don't think I don't think it's going to be as good. I don't think it's going to be as good. Well, let's take one more question. Tesla and Apple hold or sell? Here's the thing. I probably would be seller, and this is a good question. I'd probably be a seller of Apple right now, just because I think the whole market. You might want to reduce your position a little bit. I don't necessarily have to sell everything, depending on where you bought it, but it's trending lower, which is unfortunate. It's trending lower. I don't know if you can see the chart. Yeah, there we go. It's trending lower. Let's look at the monthly chart. It's just tough. I mean, it's been trending lower, so I would probably start to look to possibly trim. Um, I'd probably look to trim to trim Apple. Why? Because there's this 200-day line. It's pulling back towards the 200-day line. So I would probably trim Apple. But Tesla is a different story. It is seemingly moving in an upward trend. It's bucking the market. Yes, it is. Absolutely. It's bucking the market. And so, Apple is in a little bit of a downward trend, pulling back towards the 50-day line. Finally, Tesla is moving higher. So Tesla probably is a buy, whereas Apple, I mean, if you're in Apple at the right price, it's a great stock, but I would be a little bit careful with Apple right now, just because of of the way it's pulling back. So I will be back tomorrow at 3:30. Thank you, everybody, for taking time and watching the show. Hopefully, I'm going to get some of these technical issues ironed out, and give you a little bit better chart. Until that time, if you want to if you want to get the from the free action trailer, it's very easy to do. www Dallas Trading Floor, first and last name and an email address, and then we put out special content for everybody on that list. Also, if you refer three of your friends, we by the way, we just went above 100,000 followers on TikTok. It's pretty amazing, actually. I never thought that would happen. But we have a special deal. If you're on the Action Trade Alerts and you refer three of your friends, you get a free mug, and I'll just you get a free mug, and I'll kind of give you a look see on that, just so you can kind of take a look. So basically, if you go over here to Dallas Trading Floor, and that's of course the site, and go to Dallas Trading Floor, and then it comes up, and we'll show you exactly how this looks, and of course the great um, potential for um, for that. So if you do go over to Dallas Trading Floor, this is what'll come up. Just put your full name in here and your SMS and then email address. Hit the subscribe. We from time to time show you, the kind of trades that we're doing. We have this really good one right now, this bear put spread on Alibaba. I kind of want to show you that one. You do have to. This is the one here, but very nice trade. Alibaba's been pulling back. This trade should improve as it's going down. So if we get downward motion on Alibaba, this one will do well. And that's on the action trade alerts, basically at, of course, www Dallas Trading Floor. If you want to take a look at the Discord service, you just click right there. That's our special Discord service. And we also have of course, as I said, if you give if you help me out, if you help me out with more people that might be interested, and you get the action trade alerts, and you give me 3 addresses, I will send you this very exciting Dallas Trading Floor mug, and I have them here, and I want to send them out to and it's free. You don't have to buy it. Normally it's $6.95, but if you give me 3 addresses of people that will sign up for the extra list, which is free, by the way, this is not the Discord room, I will send you out this beautiful porcelain mug. So um, I'm shamelessly promoting. So until tomorrow at 3:30, thanks everybody for taking a look at my show, and happy trading. And I hope everyone is reducing their positions right now. I think we're gonna see some more rough weather. Hopefully, here's the thing: don't lose heart, because we're gonna see a turnaround, but we probably won't see it until October. Sometimes when they have these turnarounds, they're tremendous. So just keep the faith, and just keep your trades smaller right now. Maybe reduce your position a little bit, but there will be opportunities coming up. Typically, the last quarter of the year is the best quarter, so hopefully that'll be the case this year. So until Monday, until excuse me, till tomorrow, which is Friday, happy trading.